It's just the sexiest, most beautiful car in Rocket League right there. Yep. Look at it. Take it in. Take it. Anyway, I wanted to talk about how the emotional guidance system concept could be obsolete or outdated. Or I've thought of something. Or maybe not that quite, but I'll talk about it. And another thing is the idea of holding a charge, getting a charge, and within that charge, using your focus to control your feelings or keep the charge. Okay, two things. So let's start with that emotional guidance system thing. Everyone talks about it. Everyone said, and I believe it too. It is your emotion, or it's at least a way to look at it to really benefit you, right? I've already talked about it. If you listen to any one of these people, they talk about it and they talk about it anymore. Emotional guidance is your emotions, right? Let you know if you're on your path or off your path, right? Okay. In focusing on my feeling body and my emotions so doggedly, it's like I'm moving from thinking, it's like I'm cutting out another middleman, and that's thinking that it's my emotional guidance system. That's thinking that when I'm happy means I'm connected to source energy, infinite entitlement, God. Not just when I'm happy, all the good feeling emotions, different variants of connections to that source energy. And when you're all the varying emotions from slight frustration down to deep depression, anger, hatred, whatever, all that means you're just disconnected, pinched off. You can't ever really disconnect completely. Pinch it, twist it off from that source energy. And it just means, hey, you gotta understand this first, and then you can work on having experiential growings of methods to fix it and counter it and move the momentums in different directions. Anyway, it is this, but I focus on my emotions so much. It's like it stops being my emotional guidance system and it starts just me proving to myself that the focus ability of you on the emotions starts to make you be able to conjure and control and deliberately just control your emotional state. So you can say you start controlling your emotional guidance system, which is like, we gotta change something. You're just controlling your state now. You're not happy, so I'm connected to the source. I'm just showing myself that I focus so much momentum on these good feelings that I can conjure them up almost anywhere, whenever I want. So I'm just controlling my emotional guidance system. So we'll cut that phrase out. I'm just learn to be in control of myself, my energy. Right? So it's like a morphing. It's like a crutch. You use the emotional guidance system method way of looking at it because it is true and it works perfectly and beautiful until you realize and grow to the mode of just realizing the power of your focus and that you can kind of cut that middleman out and just say, now I deliberately focus my state. I am a vibrational connoisseur. I am a deliberate focuser. I focus through cycles and momentums of the now moment, figuring all that out through experience, slowly getting my horse in front of the car, and I don't need the emotional guidance system concept anymore. So if something happens, so how does that work? Let's take it deeper. I'm somewhere, I'm focused so good, I've been deliberately focusing good feelings for weeks now, only dipping here and there, and say something happens that I wasn't aware of, bam, and I actually dip, and let's just say, I'm fucking, because it can sneak in there and happen to you, and all of a sudden you're fucking, whatever, let's say I'm fucking pissed. I can barely even imagine that right now. I can't even imagine it. Let's say I'm just frustrated or annoyed. I can imagine that. I'm like, and that feels bad to me now because I'm so high that just being annoyed and frustrated feels like I'm pissed, man. It's like, ugh. But anyway, let's say I'm frustrated or annoyed. Normally I would say, okay, I'm off my path. That just means I'm off the universe. I'm pitched off. Guidance, bad feeling. Get on back on the path. Feel better. Relax. Feel better. It's all right. You start doing that. Eventually, talking yourself out of it into feeling good stops, and you're just able just to do it. There's a transition to it. It's slow, but you realize I don't need to talk myself. Feel bad? Transmute. Now I feel good. You just don't even need to talk. You just done it so many times. You can take out the words. Anyway, emotional guidance system. But now, so that would just be me being sloppy and my focus. You don't have to say it's my emotional. It'd just be me sloppy and my focus. Something happened, or I had a deep momentum in me, a shadow or some kind of trigger that I just didn't know about, and the universe was like, all right, it's finally time to let him see this about himself. Boom, something happens. Oh, what the fuck? I'm so fucking annoyed. What the fuck? I thought I was better at this. But no. I know what's going on. Emotional guidance. But no. I'm past that. I'm just sloppy in my focus, and I had something I was unaware of that had pop up. But I'm already back on track. I'm a deliberate focuser. Once you get to a certain point, you don't even need that it's guidance anymore. It's just what you're able to be through focus and how you taught yourself and how the universe taught you. So I don't want to say emotional guidance is obsolete anymore. That way of thinking about it. Sorry, Esther. Or that's good for you guys. I don't want to say it's obsolete. It's like you grow it into a higher level of it to where it became what you use the ladder up to the true knowing, but it's still true. It's just a slightly more dense, and we can cut out that and just say I deliberately focus my energy. Now I know inherently that just means that everything got my best reality up to date is flowing to me as best as it can be right now. Now I don't have to say all that because you want to know it so well that it's just inherent. Oh, I gotta stay. I'm standing up and I'm walking now and I'm breathing. No, it just happens. It just happens. Right? You want to get that good. So I don't want to say all that. I just had deliberate focus. Right? Yes. You're simplifying, to make it easier and easier. But it's got to be genuine. You have to have really taught yourself this stuff and believed this stuff and really have experience, have showed you this. If you haven't and you just see people getting attention because they're acting this way and you're like, I want it too, so you kind of get in there because, humans are good actors and they can fucking fake shit. True people can feel. And there's more true people out there now. They can, not true people. Everyone can feel. Certain people can know that you're fake. But it's kind of rude just to come out and say it, just because you know it through intuition and feeling, and just looking at the way their face moves. That was fake. He's not who he. But you can't just come. You gotta have some tact. You just like, you fake ass bitch, because they're gonna be like, what? Yeah, how do you know? Yeah, you can't just do that. You just gotta know. You just gotta know and trust your intuition. Well, why did I get off? I felt like I was going somewhere else with this. It is really fun to come into terms with all this stuff and then start learning it and figuring it out and then having it, your whole universe, your experience, show you how powerful you are. It is fun. Once you finally get around out of all the muck, all the rigmarole, all the bound up and twisted and that we energetically get ourselves in, get away from that and figure out what's really going on, and then it's fun. And you must really cherish these moments when you're figuring it out again, because those moments will pass where you get really good at it and you're not figuring it out anymore, and maybe it comes mundane, who knows. But it's fun when you figure it out. It is fun to come to terms with the thoughts, what your focus does, your emotional state, and then what the universe shows you. Your thoughts, how you're focusing, your emotional state, what the universe shows you. And it's not instant. Can be instant, but it's not normally. Normally you got so much fucking baggage all around that it's such a lag and your reality taking that form that you would like it to. That you will say that's not happening, you'll go off on another route, and there it goes. More fucking weight. But it's the way it's supposed to be, and it's so fun to prove it to yourself. It's like learning a new thing. It's like I was watching a video about the N64 when it came out, and I was of this age. It was a different thing, man. It was a new thing. It was like magical. The 3D fucking Mario 64, I was like, what the fuck is this? Games can do this? Now, of course, at this time, I'm a young little kid, don't know that where the game's really going to get to, but it's different now, as the guy in the video I was talking about was saying, because from that point, and even from before then, but that was like games are a certain way, and maybe there was a few kind of 3D things, kind of, but then boom, Mario 64 and 64 did quantum leap. And then from there, we've been incrementally just getting better at 3D graphics, just incrementally until where we are now. And now it's so incremental. Each new game that comes out, each new system comes out, it's just a little better here, a little better there, a little better. There's no big jump anymore. You know what that tells me? The big jump is coming. It's coming. It's like we're all getting densified, and the big jump is coming somewhere. Maybe in the console it will be showed. Maybe some kind of new way of doing things is about to come out. Maybe. What if this is where we make the video game console that creates games as real life, and then people get stuck in them forever? And this is when we figure out in the timeline where it's happened. Where people choose just, you can't distinguish it from once you're in the game, you cannot distinguish it, and the only way to know is to die in the game, and then you can choose to go back to your real life, which is undistinguishable from the game, or just continue this game. That's kind of creepy and weird, right? And so that splits humanity from the people that just stay in the game that was created in the real life, which is probably a game from somewhere else. At least a holographic illusion of some energetic, magnetically sort that we're coming to terms with. Ooh, it gets weird. Converging on the point of no return. But it could just be the next new system comes out is like super crazy. But they're getting crazy now, so the only way I can think of it to make that jump from like Nintendo and Sega to Mario 64 on the N64, from where the systems are now with PS5, to make that same equivalent jump to where it would seem the same, it would have to be as good graphics as we are now, and then we would have to. That's a thing. But if you could do that, you get in the game, it would have something to do with hook up with your conscience or something. You set your body somewhere. They'll have housings, just huge districts of just warehouses that are huge, with just human bodies in there. That they decide that this game is better. It looks the same, feel the same. I can't tell the difference. I'm going to start making generations in this game instead. And in fact, reality is so close to what the game is anyway that it doesn't matter. Because that's pretty much what reality is anyway, the way this game is worked out. So it's like the universe is like, hey, you just made another universe, really. I mean, I'm doing that all the time, so hey, go ahead. You know, you're infinite and can do your own infinite creation. Ooh, very weird. Can we even make a game that looks as good as us? What, or maybe the next jump will just be some kind of, just the graphics will be a lot better, but we can't imagine it how it is, or some other thing, in the world will come and take everyone's attention away from like maybe seeing people walking around with their light bodies. That would be something, right? But like, what the fuck? I want that. Fuck this game. How did he get that? How is he glowing, or flying, or something like that? It would have to be something big. What? Or something we couldn't even think of though. But it's coming. It's going to pop, whatever it is. The next N64 moment. I mean, that game, it was so magical. I can remember. I had to do it at a friend's house because we didn't have it. I think I went from Sega to PlayStation 1. PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and I haven't got the 5 yet. I just play Rocket League on 4, baby. I do plan on getting 5 sooner or later. Unless they make another one before then. But just another one is probably going to cause us to rip reality in shreds, so. I love getting high and getting that certain feeling and just going, oh, I want to talk about this. And it just goes. Finding out what you like and what you don't like. Creating your own universe. What is the next big thing going to be? Because we're having so many avenues. With all the crazy, like, even with just drone technology and personal drones, flying ships now with drone technology. That thing is kind of cool to me. And I can see cars going that way. I can see it. Because humans are being boring today. They're just equipped to come out and just give them a controller. They could just fly a drone, a little baby. I can see it happening. And there are schools teaching people about vibrancy now. and how the humans really are. It's happening. It's already happening. But what's the next big thing? So that's one avenue. Then we got like all the like AI. AI is another avenue. I don't think it's as important as you think though. But AI is another avenue. Then we can mix all these avenues together too. AI is something that can just be plossed across the board, if used right. A lot of people are scared of AI and they see it going, they can see it. Look, any new thing that comes into the world, you have to be able to see by now. There's always going to be good things about it, bad things about it. It is up to you to know that and not just get rigid. Oh, this is just always horrible. I hate AI. It took my friend's job, blah, blah, blah. So it's just bad, man. Okay, yes, there's that side to it. Plenty of good things to it, too. Beautiful, marvelous things to it. Those are the things that we're going to utilize because those are the things I'm focusing on. All right? Those are the things we're going to swash over a little bit of this for that, a little bit of this for that, just to make life just better. Not getting crazy with it. For not to be fearful of AI making art and doing this and doing that. You'll have human art and you'll have AI art and you'll be able to tell the difference. And people will have their taste. Some people will like both. Some people will just want the human art. I can see that being a thing and I can probably go that way myself. But I'm not opposed to it, I'm not gonna get fearful for it, or it's just another method of doing it. We're all the universe. We're all the universe. Even the AI that we created within the universe was us. So what's the big deal? It's another way of creating art. It's not a big deal. And the universe, because people are like thinking about money and their jobs, but they're not having the foresight to see that things are changing, and they're gonna be changing faster than you expect. The way we're doing things are already changing right under our noses. We're not going to be doing the same. It's going to be more like AI handling all the brunt work so humans can just live. We won't need money and paychecks in the same kind of way. It won't be corporations and higher ups controlling things and to keep the money. It won't be that. It'll be something different. All the crops and all the hard brunt labor could be done by AI and machines, but not in the bad way where we're taking people's jobs. We're not doing the job system anymore. You can have your freedom to live your life and do what you want to do. The funds can be distributed differently in a different kind of way if we still need the transitionary phase of funds because we're still using that framework. It's a birth, man. It's hard. It's structures got to fall. Things got to come into place, but you can't just do it all at once. You can't just say, okay, we're going to, no more jobs, no pressure. Nope. Now we're going to do it this way. It doesn't work. And it happens naturally, incrementally. Things come under your nose. Chips and cards. Things gone electronic. No one's carrying cash anymore. Pennies are going out. It's that thing slowly coming. It's just going. It's going to keep going. And 10 years from now, as fast as that, but let's say 30 years from now, everything's handled, all the brunt work and stuff, that kind of infrastructure works all handled by machines and stuff, and oversaw by humans. And not machines where they're so like crazy you gotta worry about them going out of control. Just in a nice, beautiful, symbiotic way. And humans are free to create art, build, just have communities, and competitions, festivals, this, that, big ass orgies if you want. We're just doing. We don't have to be. We're not living to survive. We're living to be like we were supposed to be. And then we have lots of humans on this planet, so it's good to have the AI and the infrastructure and create all the food and the roadways and the infrastructure and just to do. We integrate it right, it will be beautiful. Freeing up humans by something from our own design that can grow on its own too. Now, of course, there's so many different ways and to think about this, and so many avenues to talk about that you just can't say. But yeah, it's gonna be a fire in a madhouse for a little bit. But I can see it going to something like that. That's act like that? Who knows? Maybe something completely different, but the same general vibe. Who knows? But it's changing. So don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't buy too much land or houses, I think. I don't know. Something tells me to say that. Things are changing. The way we're doing things are changing, and it might make people's heads spin how fast they start to change. And it might even be like to only a certain part of the humanity knows that things are changing and have changed so much already. and like the denser reality are still kind of living in their reality, and you can't really bridge the gap forcibly. It's just kind of like, what are we gonna do, man? It must be needed. Because we know how well the universe works, right? Damn, what was this? Ooh, wow, I just completely forgot what this whole talk was about, man. So I know it was good stuff, though. Where did I start in at? God, I do not even remember. Vibration. I have to listen back so I can get a fucking title to this. I rarely ever do that. It's just completely. That must tell me that's time to stop. Ooh, that's new. I mean, it's just. Whew. Usually, I just kind of can get to the. Oh, I almost got it. Oh, this did not think where I'll come back. It was just like boom. I think it's happened one time before. So I'm gonna stop it and look back and see if I can get a title for this weed talk.